Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Rabbling of a Ginger Nut. It's me here. Today we are going to play the demo of something called Chess of Blades. It's currently on Kickstarter at the moment. I think there's about 5 days left of it. And I didn't even know that they were doing a demo. So here we go. And this guy here, Jamie, is supposed to be the main guy. I'm not too sure if they have his voice in here yet, so let's find out. Shall I read it? Yeah, okay, let's read it. Calm down. My hair is perfect. It has to be. I spent 4 hours grooming myself earlier. Oh, gods, help me. Now isn't the time to get stage fright. Come on, pull yourself together.
I take great pleasure in presenting our next guest.
Straighten up. Look presentable. Smile.
The sole heir of our beloved Lord and Lady Varison.
Ooh. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Here it comes.
Rivian Varison.
Ooh. Damn it. Oh, look how cute. Bet they're going to laugh at my hair. Seriously? Well, go on already, laugh. Stop bloody puffing up nobles. Okay.
Oh, he's so cute.
Why can't you be an upstanding son like that? You're a shame to this family.
Aw, that's rude.
What a charming young man. You must introduce yourself to him after this, Violetta.
He's Varison's boy. I should speak with him later.
Smile. Smile. Pretend you want to be here. Oh no, this is bad. Where do I go now that I'm here? Well, you wander around and talk to people. There's no protocol for this, is there? I just want to go home. Aww.
Sir, I have been requested to bring you upstairs when you arrive.
A sharply dressed man, a servant, suddenly approaches my side, bending forward slightly in a bow.
Are you sure you have the right person?
Oh my god, it's Jamie! Anyway.
Yes, sir. You are Sir Rivian, are you not?
I gave him a suspicious nod. Oh my god, this is gonna be great. I'm about to be wheedled into some marriage proposal.
Excellent. This way, sir.
Right.
Oh god, I'm meant to be reading, sorry. It's even more spectacular than I thought it'd be. So many people in so many lavish outfits. The cost of women's dresses probably outweigh our whole kingdom's treasury. Rude. Also, is it just my imagination, or are people staring at me? Is my hair that bad? I really thought I'd done it properly.
Come introduce yourself later, darling.
Oh dear. Thanks, but I'll have to pass.
Here we are, sir.
The servant stops after we ascend the stairs leading to the overlooked balcony, turning around to face me with another bow.
I appreciate it, but, why did you take me here again?
As the butler opens his mouth to reply,
Riv! Over here!
that whose voice I think it is? No, that's impossible.
The gentleman who requested you is over there, sir. Please enjoy the rest of your evening.
After his concisely polite words, the servant turns and elegantly descends the staircase once more. How can you elegantly descend? Oh well. But before I can turn back around, a firm tug pulls...
Rivian! I know you remember me. It's only been 4 years.
Only 4 years. Okay. Hello. A familiar face of an energetic young man appears in front of me.
Oh, I remember you all right, Arden.
Can't you look a little happier to see your old friend? You have the expression of a man at a funeral, not at a dance.
Ha! With a sulky frown, he nudges my shoulder with a hand. I'd forgotten that this man doesn't know the phrase personal space. I was gonna say just like Jamie, but we won't go there.
How did you know I'd be here? No. More importantly, why are you here? Weren't you serving in the king's army?
I was, yes. Until I was promoted to serving in his royal guard.
Nice. His over-enthusiasm incites me in a strong desire to punch him. Aww! Oh, that's rude. You only got the job because your father's a duke, you bastard. Oh.
I'm so proud of you. Shouldn't you be on duty rather than frolicking around then?
He doesn't need his whole force for a week-long retreat, you know. I was given permission to attend as a guest.
Nice. Oh, right. I forgot that this damn celebration lasts a whole 5 days. Ooh, Jesus. How am I going to make it back alive?
Did Lord and Lady Varison not come with you? You look a little lost and alone.
Piss off! I'm just not used to being around so many noisy people at once, that's all.
That last thing I want... Sorry. The last thing I want him to know is that it's the first grand event that I've attended by myself. Aww. I'd never hear the end of this ridiculous teasing.
Going back to my previous question, how on earth did you know that I'd be coming to the party?
You're the new center of attention, that's why. Everyone loved and respected your father so much when he worked as the king's chief general and strategist. It's only natural his newly marriageable son catches the public eye.
Well now. He winks and gives me a pointed nudge. It's people like you who make me want to wear spikes on my clothing, Arden. As we talk, I notice the crowd is starting to gravitate towards the large ballroom doors in the main floor below. I guess it means that it's about time for that. Ugh, the thought makes me feel slightly nauseated. In that case, I should extract myself before I get dragged into anything.
Well, there'll be plenty of time for us to catch up later. In the meantime, where are they keeping the wine?
Oh, well, it's over by the terrace doors. But the dancing's about to start, you know. Aren't you coming?
Maybe another time, or dancing how horrific. Oh, let's go for this one. I grimace, swallowing the... What? The refusal as I want to offer as a reply. Arden looks so pleadingly expectant that even my frigid heart is incapable of shutting him down so mercilessly. The idea of dancing, however, makes my stomach turn much more than Arden's puppy dog eyes can move me.
Still a little sore from the carriage ride and all that. Some other time, perhaps. I wish you the best of luck, though. Tear up that ballroom floor in my honor.
Riv, wait!
Yes, walk away! Walk away! Before he can grab a hold of my arm again, I quickly retreat and make a beeline for the wine table. But as soon as I get immersed in the crowd, heading in the opposite direction, the sea of lacy dresses surround me in a fury of fluttering. Oh, Jesus. Bloody hell, how can there be so many people in one place?
Yoo-hoo! Come dance with me, darling.
I already have a date, sorry.
Somehow I managed to evade the overly aggressive woman from earlier, her lips twisting into a sour pout as I hastily decline. The crowd thins out and most of them head down towards the grand staircase. I finally worm my way over to the terrace doors. Oh, what I wouldn't give to be at my home right now, curled up in my warm bed with a book. I still can't believe Father and Mother sent me all the way out here by myself. They know I don't do well at parties, so they sent me to a 5-night extravaganza of extravagance. Cruel, cruel parents.
At least you're here for me, my sweet Ambrosia.
Sighing gratefully, I pick up a glass that's already filled with a dark red liquid. I was never allowed to drink much when I attended balls with my family, so I'll be damned if I don't make the most of this. The grand celebration of the king's birthday. Almost a full week of parties, dancing, games. I even heard there was a festival. Out here on the mountains, the royal family's retreat is more than a miniature town than anything. There's shops, market stalls, temporary houses, and a jousting arena, all set up for this one occasion alone. I have to admit, the artwork is absolutely stunning. Like, wow. Anyway, and of course there is the picturesque castle that we're in right now. Only a fraction of the size of the actual castle in the capital city, but it's still magnificent. Still, it took 5 days to travel here by carriage. Why the hell does it have to be so remote? I feel like I'm in some kind of secluded prison or something, even if it is admittedly a lavish one.
What have I gotten myself into?
Taking a long drink of my saving grace, I head over to the balcony, railing to gaze down at the empty floor below. It looks a lot different now that most of the guests have gone to the ballroom. I can hear the muffled sounds of music from behind the grand doors. I think I'll just make myself inconspicuous until we're shown to our rooms, and maybe just hide under the covers for the next few days. Sounds about right. Is someone whispering? I turn my head sharply to search for the source of the noise, but I can't see anybody. Are they on the terrace? I whirl around and attempt to catch the whisperers off guard, but no one's there. Probably just some young couple exchanging dirty lines under their breath. Dude! I wish they weren't dancing so eerily stealthy about it, though. Oh, I wish they weren't acting so eerily stealthy about it, though.
Is something the matter, sir?
Gah!
The servant's suddenly standing beside me again. Speaking of eerily stealthy, how did he sneak up like that?
No, nothing's the matter. Just enjoying some private time with my beau.
I motion to my wine and offer a firm nod.
I see. May I ask if you managed to meet with Sir Arden? He was very excited about seeing you.
Yes, I met up with him, all right.
If I may be so bold, You do not seem overly thrilled with the prospect of his company.
Pursing my lips hastily, I tap a fingernail against the glass in my hand.
It's a little more complicated than that, but I don't particularly want to discuss the details.
Of course, I apologize for intruding on your private affairs. However, Sir Arden pulled me aside again and requested you join him in the ballroom.
Persistence.
Well, I'm not joining him in the damn ballroom. He can find someone else to bother.
Aww. Don't be so mean to the butler. Oh my god, reading today. Jesus. The poison in my reply makes the servant blink in surprise, and I immediately feel a little sheepish for my outburst.
Well, His Majesty at least would not wish you to dance if you did not want to. I am certain.
I clear my throat, nodding a little awkwardly in my reply.
How long does the dance last, out of curiosity?
Well, this is already the second dance of the night, my lord. His Majesty enjoys letting his noble guests have time to mingle and refresh themselves in between. The schedule of festivities for the remaining days shall be announced after this dance, I believe.
The schedule, huh? I suppose I should be present to hear that at least.
My musings are rewarded with a nod of agreement by the servant.
What's your name, anyway? This is already the second time I've seen you, and I'm sure it won't be the last time if I'm here for 5 days.
Looking a little pleasantly surprised with my question, the man tilts his head slightly.
Guests do not usually inquire after the names of servants, but I am called Silas, sir.
Oh, it's a cute name.
Well, Silas, any way I might be able to convince you to lead me to my room after the schedule announcement?
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. I offer him my most winning smile. Don't take it the wrong way! No, don't take it the wrong way. I guess you could take it the wrong way, but no, don't take it the wrong way.
No, I didn't mean anything like that. I just wanted to turn any...
Well, regardless of your intentions, sir, I am not supposed to leave the main hall until instructed.
Aww.
Fine.
You never fail to impress with your social skills, Rivian. Like a greased elephant skating on ice!
Silas!
Before I can hulk away to the ballroom to hide my shame, a highly pitched voice suddenly peals in the air. Oh, she's cute! Oh, she's really cute! A moment later, a little girl comes running up beside Silas. She's probably not older than 10, and cute as a button, I can tell from her outfit that she's not a nobleman's child. Something about her reminds me of someone, but I can't put my finger on who.
Hello, Hazel. Is something the matter?
Oh, she's called Hazel!
I don't like staying in the kitchens by myself. It's so dark, and I always feel like someone's watching me.
Clinging onto Silas's sleeve, she turns her large eyes in my direction.
I can't blame you. Ever since I almost caught on fire during a visit to our Mana's cook, I never liked kitchens either.
She giggles a little, rocking on her toes. Well, at least I can make conversation with little girls. Wait, that's not something to be proud of. Oh my god.
I'm afraid I have to stay here, Hazel. Wasn't your mother supposed to be there with you?
She said she had to leave for a little while, but I had to stay put in the kitchen. I want to go see the pretty ladies and gentlemen dancing.
I wish I could be as enthusiastic as you about it.
Hazel pleadingly pulls at Silas's arm, staring up at him. He grimaces, probably being torn in half by the puppy dog eyes and his sense of duty.
I am very sorry, but The young gentleman here is free to enter the ballroom, you know. He might be willing to take you.
Oh, you conniving bastard. Ha! The hint of a smirk on his lips makes me wonder if he hadn't planned this from the start.
Really? Would you take me, sir?
Oh, how can you say no to those puppy eyes? Oh, come on, Rivian. Well, I'd rather not be a permanent villain in this child's mind, so I guess there's no helping it. Shooting a venomous glare at Silas's beaming face, I shove my half-empty glass at him to hold, grab Hazel's hand and stalk glumly towards the stairs. The little girl goes quiet, but her eyes are sparkling, full of eagerness. We head down to the lower floor, and I lead Hazel over to the huge ballroom doors. From inside, the sounds of a fast-paced waltz mingled with many footsteps, and peals of laughter reached my ears.
Let's just take a little peek, okay?
Hazel enthusiastically nods in reply, so I reach out to pull one of the doors slightly. Oh, wow. The dazzling shimmer of numerous whirling dresses first greets my eyes, but all blinding. A sea of colourful, elegant figures swirls across the gleaming floor, waltzing in time with the upbeat music. The light from the chandeliers sparkles and glimmers, and moonbeams faintly stream from the windows on the side. I can't help but watch the guests' graceful movements for a while. Whoops, where did that come from? I can't help but watch the guests' graceful movements for a few moments, admiring both the statuesque men and the beautifully clad women. They make it look awfully pretty, I have to say. I suppose dancing isn't a bad thing to spectate. Still, there is no way I'd ever join being out there on the floor.
Have you ever danced before, Hazel?
Still watching through the wide crack in the door, I wait for the expected eager reply.
Hazel?
Oh, bitch has gone in. She's gone. Oh, man. I don't want him to be such a douchebag. She'll get in trouble if I don't find her. While my first instinct is to be annoyed, I admit I'm a bit worried about what will happen if the girl is found in somewhere where she's not supposed to be. Oops. At an official event, and a servant's daughter frolicking around in the ballroom is something that would probably warrant punishment for both the girl and her parents. Hazel certainly deserves a stern talking to, but I don't want her to get in trouble. She'd definitely cry. Ugh. I'm getting too soft.
This is the last damn time I ever play babysitter.
Oh, you love it. I hastily search for Silas in the balcony above, but he's nowhere to be seen. What a bastard of a butler, shoving the responsibility of looking after her on me. Sighing, I reluctantly step inside the ballroom, managing to avoid any undue attention by sticking to the corners. More than half of the guests are engaged in a lively waltz, with everyone else admiring and chatting from the sides. No Hazel over there, or over there. Where on earth did she run off to?
Oh, is that who I think it is? Come to dance with me after all.
Oh, Jesus. No. Oh, no. This couldn't possibly get any worse. Oh, it's about to, probably.
No, I'm just here to watch, you see.
She's coming towards me at alarming speed. Escape route. Where the hell can I go?
Excuse me, miss. I have to take him from you for a moment, I'm afraid.
Oh, I don't know what's worse. Just before the woman reaches out to me, a familiar shape steps between us.
What a shame. Do come back soon.
Arden?
Come with me over here for a moment, if you would, my friend.
Baffled but relieved, I let Arden drape his arm around my shoulders and guide me into the direction of a relatively quiet corner. I didn't want to run into him either, but if I had to choose between the lesser of two evils, it'd probably be Arden.
Thanks for that, I suppose.
I let out a low mutter while we walk, trying not to sound overly grateful so Arden doesn't take it as a cue to latch on to me more.
I did warn you, didn't I? Your being of marriageable age means you're bound to catch the eye of girls like that. But, more importantly, did you finally change your mind and decide to come dance?
No!
Don't spout drivel, Arden. I'm looking for a little girl.
When we reach the corner, Arden pauses, casting me a curious and maybe a slightly suspicious glance.
Little girl? Do you have a cousin or something I don't know about?
It's complicated. Either way, I'm guessing you haven't seen her.
Arden shakes his head and I let out a sigh. Well, it's not my problem, I guess. Hazel probably knows her way around here better than I do.
You have good timing, though. I think the announcement is about to begin.
Announcement? Oh, the schedule of festivities?
Nodding, Arden points to the centre of the ballroom floor, where the numerous couples are starting to drift away, and towards the corners, making way for a fancily dressed man with a scroll in his hands. The music dies down and gradually comes to a stop, and the chatter dies down to quiet whispers. Arden keeps his arm hanging around my shoulders, and I find myself too tired to bother with shooing him off.
Esteemed ladies and gentlemen of the court.
I really hope he keeps this short and sweet.
Oh, sweetheart, you know they never do.
Is anything in court affairs ever short and sweet?
Yeah, what he said.
It is my pleasure to welcome you to the first day of our gracious Royal Highness's birthday celebration festivities. His Majesty wishes to thank you all for your attendance.
Why can't his royal birthday boy come out and thank us himself?
Tomorrow will mark the beginning of the Spring Festival being held in His Majesty's honour. In the morning, the outdoor stores and shops shall open for you, and games shall be hosted for your enjoyment. The festival shall continue for 3 days. Afterwards, on the 4th and final day of the royal celebration, there shall be a grand masquerade, which all guests are expected to attend.
Now a masquerade. I like the sound of that.
I don't think you'll be able to get out of dancing in that one, Riv.
Watch me.
His Royal Highness hopes his gentle guests enjoy the rest of their time at the castle estate, and looks forward to joining you in merriment.
So being drunk.
Now, guests who wish to retire for the night may adjourn to their rooms upstairs. Our gracious maestro has agreed to several more songs for those who would delight in a little more dancing.
As a delicate applause fills the ballroom, I quickly pull away from Arden's grip and clear my throat.
Oh, that's my cue, I'm afraid. Perhaps I'll see you in the morning.
Leaving me? Again? You're so horribly mean.
Abandoning Arden for the second time this evening, I give him a lazily half bow before returning towards the doors. I wonder if Silas is the one who's supposed to be escorting us to our rooms. If so, he's going to get the chewing out he sorely deserves. As some of the other guests and I return to the main hall, however, we're instead attended by a host of other servants I have never seen before. Slightly disappointed not to have a chance to punch that butler in the face, I follow along and we're led up a staircase to the second floor, where most of the guests' accommodations seem to be.
And this room is yours, sir?
My thanks.
In the hallway, a polite young maid opens the door to what are presumably my chambers for the duration of the celebration. She hands me the key before attending to the next guest, so I step inside the room and shut the door behind me with a sigh of relief. Finally! A moment to breathe. I've forgotten how incredibly exhausting socializing was. That's a pretty room. The room before me is a cozy one, illuminated by a few candelabras and the auburn flicker of the fireplace. Look at that there! Not too sure if you can see my mouse, but just above the bed there is like black and green wallpaper, I'm assuming. I want that for my room, like, oh my god. Anyway, the magnificently sized bed looks more than a little inviting, as do the plush chairs nearby. If I close my eyes and inhale the slightly smoky, dusty scent, I can practically envision myself back home. I wander over to the small doors at the back of the room, peering through the glass. Goodness, I even have a balcony of my own. I suppose these guest rooms were probably made with spoilt nobility in mind. Pulling the doors open, I step out curiously onto the elegant terrace, gazing up the clear night sky. The wind ruffles through my hair, and I close my eyes for a moment to enjoy the cool sensation watching over me. Washing! Oh my god, washing!
3 days of a festival, and then a masquerade. Huh.
As much as I hate to admit it, the festival sounds like it might be rather fun. My parents never felt obliged to take me to any festivals as a little boy, so I always had the sense that I was missing out whenever my friends would talk about them. And that masquerade ball. I certainly wasn't informed I needed a mask, for that's for sure. Thanks, Father. Perhaps I can buy one at the festival. I suppose if I have to choose any type of dance to partake in, a masquerade seems most interesting. Maybe a mask will even let me hide from Arden and that damned woman. The best of both worlds. Smirking to myself, I idly glance over to my left, hearing a faint shuffling noise. What the? It's the adjoining balcony with the room next to me. And there's someone over there leaning against the balustrade, I think it is. How the hell didn't I notice before? After my undignified yelp, the shadowy figure on the opposite side of the balcony slowly turns towards me. With the moonlight illuminating his features, I can identify that it's a man from the slanted shape of his mouth and is unmistakably male.
My apologies, sir. I didn't realize we were adjoined neighbors.
Instead of an immediate reply, the man takes a slow step towards me, crossing the thin, connecting walkway between our balconies.
Really? There's no need to be angry, sir. I promise I wasn't.
Excuse my rudeness.
The tall, tanned man bows before me. Lowly. Let's start that again. The tall, tanned man bows lowly before me, lifting his head with a subtle glimmer in his eyes. I do like what he's wearing.
I just had to be sure it was Lord Verison's son I had the privilege of finally meeting.
Oh, of course. Someone else who only identifies me as the son of my father. I straighten up, feeling decidedly less differential. Oh shit. Really? Why can I not read today?
Well, you're not mistaken. I prefer to be called Rivian rather than Verison's son, however.
My apologies, Rivian. I already knew your name, but I didn't wish to seem rude by addressing you so coarsely.
Oh, well, I suppose that's all right then.
This man is surprisingly polite. Let's keep it that way, shall we? This man... Oh, yeah. Something about his manner and clothing makes me think he's from a different place. Is he a foreigner?
It must be an act of fate that you were brought to me so swiftly. You are precisely the one I have been looking for.
Say what now?
Me? Are you sure you don't mean my father? He's not here if so.
He shakes his head, lip curling into a cryptic smirk. Who exactly is this man? He gives off much more of a dangerous air than your average courtier.
I wanted to give you a warning. A hint, if you will. You're sharp, I'm sure, with a man like Lord Verison as your father, so I doubt you'll take long to catch on.
What the hell are you talking?
Before I can so much as struggle, I find myself abruptly turned about, pinned against the balustrade, staring down at the long fall of the cliffs below. What the fuck?
You think this long celebration is just for the sake of the king's egoism? No. It's something far more than that.
He might have something worth saying. I can feel my heart pounding in my chest, but strangely enough, I don't sense any killing intent from this man. I suppose I can hear him out, just in case there is something important I don't know. Since when did diplomacy become so hands-on, though? For the love of gods. I glimpse a pleased smirk on his face when I slowly relax in the cage of his arms, a sour grimace curling on my own lips.
You see, the nobility here are not merely those from your own kingdom. Some of these lords and ladies hail from beyond these borders, myself included. And some of them are former citizens or allies of smaller nations whose armies were crushed under your kingdom's fists.
So, precisely what the hell does that have to do with me?
Use your pretty head for a moment, little dove. The man who expertly controlled your forces' movements, who knew through spies everything his enemies would do, who outwitted them at every turn.
The stranger's lips aren't far from my ear, and his warm breath tickles lightly against my skin.
That was your father, Rivian. And now his darling son is far from home, in a nest of enemies among friends.
A shiver runs down my spine as long, rough fingers tighten around my jaw.
I already told you I'm not my father.
Your overshadowing bloodline may be irksome to you, but it is everything to those who hate Lord Verison. And you're so very vulnerable, all alone. If I were one of those enemies, you'd be lying in a picturesque pool of your own blood right now, or smashed into little bitty pieces on those cliffs below. And neither of us want that, do we?
The low, softly threatening tone of his voice makes my fingers tightly curl into fists, and I struggle desperately not to show my growing anxiety.
Quit with your fancy words and tell me what the point of this all is.
He chuckles softly, releasing me from his tight embrace, only to turn me around and press my back against the balustrade, staring down at me with cool, glittering eyes.
Mark my words. Something unpleasant is going to happen very soon within the walls of this fancy resort that all you pretty little nobles are trapped in. And you, the heir of one of the kingdom's cleverest, most ruthless men, you will find yourself in the middle of it, whether you like it or not.
Beads of cold sweat break out onto the nape of my neck as those words sink into my skull. This is the absolute worst nightmare I could have imagined. There's no way he could really be telling the truth, right?
Whether or not you inherited the sharpness of your father is something we'll all learn by the end of this celebration. Don't you think?
Based on if I make it to my carriage alive on the final day?
The tall stranger seems amused when I grind my teeth angrily, but he gives me a nod of confirmation. Ah, he's quite cute when he smiles. He should smile more often.
I'd like to ask how you know all this, but you're so full of cryptic drivel that I doubt I get a straight answer. So let me ask you instead.
Damn. I was trying to think of something that sounded cool and collected, but now I'm drawing a blank.
What is your name?
Wow, is that all you could come up with? The man blinks. Well, if I wasn't expecting it, he probably wasn't expecting it either. Soon, though, a pleased expression drifts over his well-chiseled features, lips curling into a wolfish grin.
My name? It's Franz, my little lord. At your service.
He reaches out towards my hand, bringing the back of it to his lips. But I quickly pull away and give his chest a vehement, whatever. And I give his chest a shove, dodging out of his grasp.
You should be the one to fall off the balcony, perverted bastard. I promise you won't be missed.
Oh, rude. Franz's lips purse together mockingly. A theatrical sigh makes his broad chest rise and fall.
The least you could do is thank me. But I guess the angry kitten act is just your unique way of showing gratitude. I'll be returning to my own room then. Unless you're planning on inviting me inside yours.
Well,
I'd sooner invite in one of these purported assassins who want to leave me in a picturesque pool of my own blood.
snickering, he lifts his shoulders in an innocent shrug, turning to make his way back towards inside of the balcony.
Should you need my help, do seek me out. But remember, I'm only one piece of the puzzle you may need to solve.
His vague words are accompanied by a faint, unreadable glint in his eyes. With that, he shoves his hand in his pockets and gracefully strides over towards his room's door, and I glare back until he disappears.
What the hell is happening with this damn place?
The warmth and sensation of Franz's fingers curled around my chin still lingers, making me shudder. More unsettling, though, are the last fragments of the words he left behind. I hastily return inside my own chamber, slamming the balcony door shut and locking them, pulling the curtain over the glass. The last thing I want is to wake up with that crazy, handsy demon of a man staring at me. My mind feels a little numb as I undress and throw my clothes to one side, crawling into the bed and curling up under the covers. I'd think that Franz was lying to me just for a sport, but I can't really fathom why he'd want to do that to somebody he doesn't even know. I could possibly shake his words off under normal circumstances, but there's been a couple of things bothering me since earlier. That whispering I heard before. For some reason, the fact that I couldn't find the source of it made me feel strangely nervous. Then there's the fact that Hazel slipped off so suddenly. It seems strange that she wouldn't try to coax me in with her inside the ballroom, unless she wanted to purposely evade me. But why?
And now I'm neighbours with some perverted foreigner.
It's hardly believable, but if he really is telling the truth, then I am actually in danger? But why? Father would surely have known that other guests could be here that he sent me. Hang on, whoa, back up. But why? Father would have surely known who the other guests could be before he sent me here. In that case, was there a reason he made me attend alone? Is this a sink or swim coming of age ritual for me? I pull my head from under the covers and gaze glumly at the ceiling. As much as I hate to admit it, I'd rather risk embarrassing myself by taking Franz's words seriously, instead of ignoring him and ending up on a bloody palata. Swallowing, I slip out from the bed to make sure my room's door is locked, pressing my ear to the wood just to see if anybody's lurking outside. But I don't hear anything except the fast beating of my own heart. I give up and return to the plush mattress, crawling back under the sheets.
We're going to have a long talk about this, Father.
When I make it back home, and I will make it back home, I'll give him a real piece of my mind. Until then, I'll make sure that any would-be assassins learn to fear the name of Rivian Varison. Oh, what now? What is that infernal noise?
Sir? Sir, are you awake?
I bolt upright, rubbing my eyes hastily. That's right. I'm trapped inside this castle of death for a so-called celebration. But more importantly, whose voice is that? Whose voice I think it is? I grab the pillow from the bed and hold it in front of my legs for modesty's sake, then storm over to the door, unlocking it and flinging it open.
Sir, I apologize for...
You damned sorry excuse for a butler, or manservant, or whatever the hell you are. You shoved that little girl onto me last night, and she ran off before I could do anything. But I doubt your evil heart gives a damn if she gets 30 lashes for going places she's not supposed to.
My accusation makes Silas blink, his expression more curious than his sheepish one I was expecting.
But sir, the girl was safe and sound back in the kitchens by the time her mother returned. Perhaps she merely wanted a brief glimpse of the splendor, and then went back?
Is that really where she went? Well, it's not likely my business. It's not like it's my business. Still, any first-time nanny would feel bad about losing track of their charge. Damn it. I'm a man of noble blood, not a nanny.
Well, that's fine then, I suppose. Sorry for yelling at you.
Silas offered me a sly smile, shaking his head with a gentle wave of his hand.
There is no need to apologize, sir. I stopped by just to inform you that the festival has started. The first day is often the best, they say, and I would not wish for you to miss out. However, I humbly recommend that you attend the event in more than a pillow. The lady should surely appreciate it, but it would be most cold.
I don't need you to tell me that, you know. Go on, go and attend to your butler duties.
I shoo him off with my non-pillow holding hand, my face burning a little as I slam the door and retreat back to my room.
Damn right the ladies would appreciate it. Probably that creepy fellow from last night too.
Tossing the pillow aside, I set about dressing myself, muttering all the while. Well, even if there is some kind of foreign death warrant on my head, I'm fairly sure I'll be quite safe in broad daylight. Well, actually... But what if that's what they want me to think? Ah, yes. What if broad daylight is actually when I'm in the most danger? An assassin could blend with the crowd so easily. I'm gonna add words in, I don't give a fuck. No, perhaps I'm just getting a little paranoid. I just have to become one with my... Oh my god, words. And stay away from anybody with an accent or unusual features. That should do the trick.
But chocolates from Pruivia are just so superb, and the cakes from the Cotarian capital are to die for.
Also, foreigners tend to have a lot more interesting stories to tell. Bah, I'm hopeless. I'm sorry I can't be a raving nationalist like you, Father. After I finish getting ready, I head back over to the door and slip out into the hallway. Oh dear. Was that my stomach? Oh, right. I suppose I haven't eaten since my snack during the carriage ride last evening. Well, I'm sure they have food in the festival stalls. I wind my way through the corridors and trot down the stairs, returning to the main hall while keeping my eyes peeled for any would-be attackers. It seems, though, like most of the guests have already gone outside, although few are still milling about in this ridiculously huge foyer. I stayed on careful alert for that demonic woman too, whose threat rivals any assassin. Hello! As I saunter towards the door, I notice a man with long dark hair leaning by the grand entrance, intently reading a long paper scroll. As in, very intently. He looks about as focused on that paper as a starving dog with a bone. My curiosity wins out over my refined upbringing, and I quietly approach behind him, trying to sneak a glimpse of whatever's on that scroll. Rivian, that's rude! Before I can so much as catch a word, he abruptly spins to face me. A pair of hawk-like eyes behind angular glasses flick down to bare holes through my face.
I was just going to pick some lint off your shoulder, you see.
Oh, you're a bad liar.
Is that so?
I don't think I've been given such an icy glare since I told my mother she looked fat in one of her dresses.
Yes, headed out to the festival and all that. Just spotted something on that coat of yours. Didn't want to embarrass you.
My, how remarkably thoughtful you are. I don't suppose you're one of the servants trying to masquerade as a nobleman?
Rude.
What, you mean you don't recognize me?
He rolls his eyes at me, pushing the bridge of his glasses with a light snort.
I am a busy man. Why would I bother learning the name of someone who goes around picking lint off of people?
I wince. This fellow really doesn't pull his punches. I guess I've been spoilt from this random attention I've been getting. There's no way everybody would know my face just because I've been seen around with my old man.
I'm Rivian. Varison, that is.
The only response I get is an impassive stare.
I said I'm, oh for hell's sake, the son of the old military strategist.
Ah, that Varison.
At my clarification, his eyes finally light up in recognition. Is there really more than one Varison? He's definitely mocking me.
Well, why didn't you say so sooner? I would have let you pick lint off of me to your heart's content.
What?
Can you stop with the lint business? I was fibbing, if you must know.
Really? You could have fooled me. If I was 5 years old, perhaps. However, regardless of how pitiful a liar you may be, His Majesty informed me to thank you for your attendance at the festivities and sends your father his regards.
His Majesty? Wait, the king told you that directly?
Of course. You seem surprised that the Grand Inquisitor would have contact with his employer.
Ah! Ah! I blink! What is the Inquisitor, the head of domestic investigations, doing at a royal celebration?
I know what your unsophisticated mind is thinking. Why is the head of domestic investigations at a royal celebration? Well, my occupation requires me to be present at such important events.
That was quite a good impression of Jamie. Well, I can see how he got his job.
The Grand Inquisitor, Linnaeus, was it?
That's correct. I see you store some useful information in that blonde, nearly empty head of yours.
Gods, talk about unpleasant. Did snooping over his shoulder really warrant this kind of treatment? Clearly, the king tolerates him for qualities other than his horrible personality.
Just out of curiosity, did His Majesty tell you to thank every guest like that, or just me?
His nose wrinkles, despair. I'm just going to give up with any big words. His nose wrinkles at my question, upper lip curling, no doubt in preparation to offer me some kind of caustic response.
Many guests are given honorific greetings, but for some unfathomable reason, he asked me specifically to address you.
Woo! He sounds slightly confused, which is admittedly understandable.
I see.
For some reason, a strange sense of apprehension flits over me. The king singled out the Grand Inquisitor, one of his highest-ranking men, to talk to me? Beyond that, he investigates domestic affairs. That means if something fishy is going on related to the king or his court, this ponytailed hellbeast is on the hunt. I hope he's not been assigned to keep an eye on me or something. This is one man who I wish I'd rather not get on the bad side of.
Incidentally, do you know how many foreign guests the king invited to this extravagant affair?
Linnaeus raises his eyebrows at my question, then narrows his hawk-like eyes, gaze at me.
There are no more than 6, with 4 of those being ambassadors. All of them equally dislikable, if you ask me.
Do you find anyone likable, except for your reflection?
Perhaps I'd like you, if you were more like your father and less of a spoiled child.
Oh, rude. I'm starting to wonder what the sentence is for punching the Grand Inquisitor.
Ah, your primitive mind is contemplating violence, is it not? I advise you not to raise a hand against me. Not even the Varison name will save you from the consequences.
With a defeated sigh, I turn to the doors with intent of heading off before I end up getting thrown another insult.
Oh, before you head off to cause more trouble.
Oh, great. I begrudgingly cast a glance over my shoulder to see the smirk on the Inquisitor's smug face.
If you see that ridiculous boy, Arden, is it? Tell him he needs to act like a proper guardsman, or I'll make sure he's relieved of his post.
You know Arden? Lovely, what on earth did he do now?
Linnaeus waves his hand dismissively at me, pulling back out the scroll he tucked away when he noticed my presence earlier.
Ask him yourself. I have no further time to entertain your dull questioning.
Very well. I'd pull up a chair for you before I left, but sitting down would surely drive the stick buried deep in your rectum to an uncomfortable depth. Do have a good morning.
I can feel a murderous glare trained on my back as I hastily make my way out of the castle doors, not wanting to suffer the inevitable retaliation that occur if I'd stuck around. But as the cool breeze hits my face and I enter the lavish grounds outside, I breathe a sigh of relief. With luck, I'd never have to run into that unpleasant man again. More importantly, I can see that the bustling festival stalls ahead, and excitement bubbles inside me as I follow the stream of guests heading towards them. I haven't been to a proper festival in years. Maybe I'll have the chance to get some fun souvenirs and to actually relax a little. Perhaps this celebration won't be so bad after all. Oh, and that's it! Woohoo! Okay. Well, that was a lot of fun. So that is the demo of Chess of Blades. I really enjoyed that. I didn't think I was going to. Right, let's turn it onto that and exit that, because the music is really, really loud. Okay. So, yeah, Chess of Blades. I really enjoyed that. You know, excluding the fact that Rivian is played by my friend. Oh God, it's really good. The artwork is fantastic, even though that you could see that it was a demo, so it wasn't full to its full potential, and but the story seems like it's got a very good strong plot line. The characters are really interesting. It's a shame that all the games that I tend to play like this, all of the main characters always so cold and so so angsty and angry. It's really sad, but anyway, it suits Jamie a little. No offense, Jamie, I love you. So anyway, I'm going to put the link to Chess of Blades, I think it's on Kickstarter. Yeah, Kickstarter in the description below. It would be a huge help if you could help and back this project, because I see a great potential in this game. The music is wonderful. Music is really, really nice. Although it did kind of remind me a little bit of Hogwarts, like the Harry Potter theme. But yeah, I haven't found a fault with it yet. Well, I haven't. There is no fault. I really enjoyed it. I know this game is for some people and not for others. I think one of the things that I really enjoyed is the fact that on the computer there is no limits, whereas I play some of the other games on my iPad. I can't really name one. Blood of Roses. That's, for example, I play that, and you have energy, and you have one small chapter between, or one small part in between each chapter, and each part is an energy, and it's just so slow and boring because it takes 5 minutes, or between 5 and 10 minutes, just to go through each part, and then you have to wait 24 hours, or you have to wait until your energy increases again, and it's just really, really annoying. So, yeah. I'm going to try and find out the other game that they've done, because I know that they've done another game. So I'm going to have to go back onto the Kickstarter and try and find out what that is, and then maybe I can do a something with that. So, hope you've had fun, because I know I certainly did. I'll see you next time. Bye!